What is good, YouTube? The boy Rennie back with another motherfucking YouTube video. Long-haired Rennie, I took out my hairstyle, so now you guys get to see my full luscious locks down. and how my hair really looks down. It's just fucking crazy. I'm gonna make a video probably in like August or some shit of detailing like my lock journey, and like I've been growing my hair out for almost 3 years now, which is fucking crazy. But that's not the point of this video. Today's video, I'm gonna be talking about my change from going from a fucking white collar job to blue collar, and kind of like, you know, why I made that change, what's changed, you know what I'm saying, with my life, and the reason why I decided to jump ship from white collar and, you know, moving away from my degree to jumping into something completely different. So don't ask me why I'm in a nice shirt today. I'm just, I'm gonna be honest, I just be looking at my closet and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna wear for this video? And then I just pick something and I just wear it. So it's like, that's it. So there's no real meaning to me wearing this, although it's kind of ironic because I'm talking about changing from or moving from a fucking white collar job to blue collar, and then here I am wearing like white collar attire. It's ironic. It's irony at its finest. But anyways, let's get to the point of the video. If you guys see this, I'm reading Homunculus currently. This is random. This book is just on the table. This isn't anything important. However, if you guys want me to review this manga while I'm reading it, please let me know in the comments, because this shit is fucking crazy. I think I'm almost done with it. Yeah, I'm like halfway through it. All right, whatever. Anyways, all right, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting fucking distracted. That's not the point of the video. Okay. So, like always, you know what I'm saying? Hey, boy, I got my notes right here and shit. And all right, so let's start off with the first point. So, the reason why I decided to jump from white collar to blue collar was because my first point is that the office job didn't really feel, I guess, like it didn't feel meaningful to me. So, let me explain, right? So, me with my last fucking office job, like, I was just fucking like, I mean, like most office jobs, like I was on the computer all day. Like if anything, I was kind of like walking and moving around for like a little bit of the day, but like a majority of the day was like me being glued to like my fucking computer, you know what I'm saying? And doing a lot of work like on my monitor, obviously doing computer work and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just feel like for the first few months of me doing this office work, it was like, it was fine, you know, especially financially. At this point in my life, this was like my highest paying job, you know, at the time. And so, you know, once those checks started coming in, I was like, oh shit, like, you know, this is fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? But I'd say after like the 4 or 5 month like time of like me working this job, I feel like I started getting kind of tired of like the work. And I feel like a very big reason is that a lot of the work was fucking repetitive. So I'm looking at my fucking notes right now, just like, yeah, I mean, it's just, all right, look, my main thing is just a lot of the work was repetitive. I hate the corporate culture. I hate corporate work culture and like just how fake everything feels. Like, I feel like when I'm going into work, back then, it felt like I was going into like a fucking, like a working simulator, like some fucking working sim that you play like on Steam for like $5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I don't know, like the job just felt repetitive. It felt fucking boring, you know what I'm saying? And so like the thing is that I went to college, right? And I studied, and although this was like my first real position after college, which I'm very grateful that it was, I was like, damn, bro, like, is this gonna be my life for the rest of my life? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this gonna be the rest of my life? Like, you know, is this gonna be my main job and my main career? And is this what I'm gonna be fucking stuck doing for the next like 30, 40 years? You know what I'm saying? Because at the time I was like 24, 25. And, you know, obviously people retire like, what, 65? Like if they're lucky and shit like that. So it's just like, I don't know, I was just thinking, I was like, damn, bro, like, is this really gonna be my life? Just fucking typing away at a keyboard, fucking like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just fucking being a NPC, like a typical NPC, bro. That fucking, like I said, I always recall this episode all the time, but the fucking Squidward shit, when he like found that little village or whatever of like all the other fucking Squidwards and shit, and he just started getting into this like routine, and then after a while he just felt fucking drained because it was just all fucking monotonous. Like, that's how I started feeling. Like, my life was literally just wake up, go to work, stay at the screen all day, come back home, and then I didn't even feel like fucking, I didn't even want to like do my own hobbies. Like, I felt so mentally drained from my job that like I would get home and I'd want to play video games, and then like I just wouldn't. I would just fucking get on YouTube and just be on YouTube for like 5 hours, and it's like, all right, time for bed, and then same thing tomorrow. And then like, bro, I started getting fucking tired of that shit, and I'm just like, at the time I wasn't thinking about going to blue collar work. This comes up way later, but I just felt like I was like, all right, like, I don't know if it's the position, I don't know if it's just the job in general. I don't know if it's the company. I don't know. But that's when I started realizing, I was like, bro, this shit is not it, bro. This shit is not it, bro. I cannot be doing this shit for the rest of my life. And, you know, it's funny because, you know, one of my biggest goals was actually landing an office job in general. So once I got the office job, I'm like, okay, like, you know, now I'm going to be cooling it. I'm going to be making good money. Maybe I could work remote down the road, blah, blah, blah. I was very fucking wrong. Very fucking wrong. I mean, my job was like, it's funny because the position itself, like, I kind of liked it, but doing it long term, like doing it for like 5-10 years, like I did not see myself doing this as a career. Like, and to get more specific, my position was working with documentation. I was like, you know, working with the company's documentation and like keeping record and stuff like that. It was kind of like a record keeping position, but like it was also just like document controlling and stuff like that. So, you know, that's kind of like the work I was doing, and it wasn't bad, but like I said, like, did I want this to be my career? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not want this to be my fucking career. You know, like, I feel like everything that I was doing at my job, like, it was like I'm working around a lot of important stuff, and I'm like doing important stuff, but it just doesn't feel like it. Like, it's kind of like I didn't feel any fulfillment from the job, which is gonna be one of my talking points later on. But I just feel like I just didn't feel anything from the job. Like, I'm just fucking sitting behind the fucking keyboard all day. Like, guys, like, you're gonna feel like a fucking, like, what was it? Like a fucking office golem. Like, that's literally what I felt like. I just felt like a fucking, like, fucking do my work for 8 hours, same shit every day, nothing fucking new. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get fucking bored. You know, I got fucking bored of that shit really fucking quick. That shit got old really fucking quick. So that's when I knew that I'm like, okay, like, I don't know if it's the position that I'm gonna have to change, or if I'm gonna have to do some new shit. But I knew right then and there, I'm like, you know what, this isn't gonna cut it for the future, but we gonna see. So, all right, let's go on to the second point. So what ended up happening, funny enough, is at a certain point, I was like, damn, bro, I hope I get fucking fired from the job because I fucking hate this shit here. And then, funny enough, like last year, I actually ended up fucking getting laid off. Not necessarily like a company layoff. It was like I was like in a, I guess, like a quote unquote situation that was like that really specifically pertained to me. And like I didn't do anything wrong, but like I had to get let go, which is kind of fucking crazy. I mean, I'll probably explain that in like a different video. This isn't the point of this video. So basically what ended up happening is I fucking went through a fucking villain arc, and I was unemployed, and I was trying to get back into, you know, white collar work. I was trying to get back into the same type of job that I was in once I got let go from my last job. And so I looked for months, I interviewed, I fucking did everything that I was told, you know, by the book. Like, you know, I was going to job fairs, I was going to networking events, I was doing all this and that, you know, I was doing everything I could to network and get my name out there to potentially land a new job, and it just wasn't cutting it. So, I mean, you guys see the economy nowadays, you guys see how hard it is for college graduates to get a job, and it's only going to continue getting harder. So if you are in college now, you know, I hope you picked a good fucking major. I hope you picked a good major and potentially minor, because the job industry and you know, current job openings, it's fucking hell. So I'm praying for all the recent college graduates. I really do hope you guys find some sort of internship or find a job immediately, because it's fucking hell. So anyways, as I was saying, I was doing everything and I couldn't find anything. So, you know, I kind of just ended up going back to like retail work temporarily. And I was like, fuck it, you know, let me do some research. And so I essentially ended up looking into industries that specifically pertain to like what I was looking for. So I kind of was looking for somewhat physical work. And this is like, I'm looking away from my degree at this point. So like, I'm like, you know, I tried everything with my degree. Let me look for some different type of job, because I'm not happy where I am right now, you know, when I was working retail, whatever. So, you know, I went from looking into, you know, I was looking at a lot of shit. I was looking at fucking like HVAC. Okay, my fucking headset turned off. I was looking at HVAC. I was looking at plumbing. I was looking at, you know, like electrician. I was looking at like all the major trades. And then eventually like one stuck out to me, which was the wastewater industry, which, if you guys don't know, wastewater, you know, essentially it's taking all of the dirty water from nearby cities or towns, and, you know, essentially you're kind of like, you're just processing the dirty water and you're cleaning it, and then you're putting it back into the nearest river, which is kind of, that's like the simplest way I can put it. It's a lot more scientifically fucking complex and stuff like that. So, but we're basically taking in like, you know, like septage and fucking, you know, stormwater, all this shit, literally shit. It's literally shit job, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's funny because people ask me like, how the fuck did you end up looking into this and whatever and that? And it's just like, I literally was just like looking for anything to get in, like, you know, low barrier of entry, like relatively easy work, you know, what can I really, and, you know, a really good career ladder. So that's kind of how I ended up working, or like looking into this industry and basically like jumping ship to make working in wastewater currently. So now here's the second point, which is I feel like blue collar work now has given me more of a purpose than I really felt working at an office job. Now let me explain. Because back then, you know what I'm saying, like I was in an office job and I was sitting down all day, and I was telling my previous partner, you know, at the time, I was like, dude, I'm so fucking tired of working. Like, I hate working, you know, I hate showing up to the office. I hate doing all this same shit every single fucking day. I'm just doing the same shit every day. Like, I'm fucking tired of it. Like, I hate working. Like, I need to do something new with my life. I don't know what it is, but, you know, I'm gonna figure it out. But essentially now, like, with working blue collar and, like, seeing the type of work that I'm doing every single day, and, like, you know, even though my job can be a little bit dirty, a little bit smelly, you know what I'm saying? It's a wastewater. It's nasty, you know what I'm saying? But I love the work that I'm doing for the environment. I love the type of the physical work that I'm doing. And not only that, it's just like, dude, I'm not sitting down all fucking day staring at a screen, which is like my favorite part. I get like an average of like 9 to like 12,000 steps a day. You know, I'm fucking working hands on, and that's kind of, I just realized, like, in the past I really did like a lot of physical work more than kind of like sedentary work. I've always wanted an office job, but once I got it, I realized, like, okay, like, this is not it. So, and here's to say, now I'm not saying like I got my degree for no reason. My degree will actually be put to good use down the road when I essentially end up continue moving up in my blue collar work. But I just feel, like I said, I mean, I just feel more fulfilled with the type of work I'm doing now. I actually see my results every single day, and, like, you know, how I'm contributing to the job, to the environment, stuff like that. And it's all stuff that I really care about. But I just feel like, you know, every day is something new as well. So there is somewhat of a structured routine, but, you know, some days could be slower, some days could be busier. And I feel like, you know, looking at my fucking notes here, like, I'm learning real world skills. You know, I'm in an industry that's very needed, you know what I'm saying? And somewhat future proof, you know. And that's another thing. I was like, dude, I do not want to fucking get replaced by AI. I do not want to work in a job where it could potentially be replaced by AI. And so, you know, the skills and the license I'm getting and all this other shit, like, I'm essentially becoming somebody who will be irreplaceable, you know, depending on how the future economy goes and, you know, what new changes are made. My eyes are really fucking itchy. I'm trying not to itch my eyes. Fuck. But honestly, just generally speaking, just the work that I'm doing now compared to the work I was doing back then, it's made me a lot happier, and I feel more content and more fulfilled, you know, with the work that I'm doing. And to my surprise, like I've always said, you know, a lot of people always say, like, find the job that you really love and you'll never work a day in your life. You know, I always thought that shit was bullshit. And I feel like this job that I'm at currently is like the closest that I've ever been to being fulfilled with a job and like liking going to work. And like, you know, now I wake up and I go to work and it's like, I don't even care. Like, oh, I'm going to work. Cool. You know? And then once I get home, you know, I do the rest of my hobbies, like fucking reading manga, you know what I'm saying? And fucking playing video games or even doing YouTube stuff and streaming, which I haven't started streaming yet, but I'm looking into it. But yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I'm like the whole main reason I did it is because I lost my job. I lost my office job, and I was like, you know what? I'm going on a fucking revenge arc. I'm going on a fucking redemption arc, and I don't want this shit to happen to me again. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. You know, I got my degree. Unfortunately, the economy and the way shit is set up right now, it's fucking impossible for me to find, you know, work with my degree and like the stuff that I'm doing. Impossible to find an entry level job. I'm not gonna sit in a burning ship and sink with the ship. I essentially was in a fucking sinking ship, about to hit the fucking, you know, the ship was about to go through the water, on fucking fire, and I see this fucking gold shiny ship in the distance, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going fucking there. I'm jumping from my fucking ship, and I'm going there. And that's essentially the fucking jump I made from jumping from my office and white collar job to blue collar now. So, just generally speaking, I mean, yeah, I'm looking at my fucking notes here, so, but I just feel way more fulfilled and content with the type of work I'm doing, especially me being a hands-on and wanting to stand up and fucking move around. Like, I hated being like, it's ironic because I haven't been in the gym for a while, but like I hate just being sedentary with work. You know, if I'm gonna work all 5 days a week, I feel like I need to do something physically. I need to be standing up. I need to be doing something. And so like for me to like be in a white collar job, to be staring at my screen, and then to come home and then like, you know, be on my computer or like be playing video games, like I just for me, I like being physically tired way more than mentally tired. And once I got home and I was mentally tired, I just felt like my brain was just fucking empty. Like I couldn't even do my own hobbies. I couldn't read, you You know what I'm saying? I didn't even want to play video games. I just felt lifeless, dude. Like I fucking hated my life, bro. Like I'd say that's basically like the general gist of it. Is like I just fucking hated my life. And to those who like office jobs and white collar jobs, you know what I'm saying? Like, good for you, because I just realized like it wasn't really for me. I realized I did not want to be putting the rest of my life into this type of industry. And like I said, I just feel more fulfilled now with the type of work that I'm doing. So that's kind of like generally just fucking speaking, I mean, every day that I show up to work, like I see my results every single day. Like I see the work I'm doing. I see, the changes that I'm making and like the impact that I'm making where I work and stuff like that. And not to say that I wasn't making an impact or I wasn't making stuff happen at my previous office job, but it's just like, even if I was making a change, like for example, my boss and like people around me gave me praise that I was doing really well, but like I just didn't care. I'm like, okay, cool, like, okay, like, yeah, I'm getting a lot of these documents done, I'm doing all this and that, but like I just never cared. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm showing up and doing my job and that's it. But this time, I get praised in my job, and I see the changes that I'm making. I'm like, wow, this is fucking cool. Like I actually love my job now. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because I never thought I'd say that. But and then my third point that I'm going to talk about in this video is that I feel like the internet kind of, I guess, like romanticizes white collar and blue collar like in different ways, like in different bad ways. Like I don't know. Like my whole point is with this video, I'm not trying to say office work is bad. I'm saying that for me, I was working in an office environment and I realized that that's not what I needed. It's not what I wanted in my life. And so I made the jump to blue collar potentially to see, okay, what's this like? You know what I'm saying? And I'm young. I mean, I just turned 26 last month, but I'm young. I am down to fucking try new things. And if it doesn't work out, I'm still fucking here in my parents' house. I'd rather try and fail than fucking, try or not try and like be wondering like, okay, like would this have worked out? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd much rather try shit out and not work out and then fucking try, just like trial and error, you know what I'm saying? But thankfully with this opportunity, I tried it and so far it's been a really good opportunity. But like I said, it's kind of, every industry has its own pros and cons. Like office job, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be monotonous, you're gonna be doing the same shit every day. And, but it is easy, it's not fucking physically tiring, but you will be mentally tired at the end of the day. And then there's fucking blue collar work, which at the end of the day you will be physically tired and potentially mentally tired too, depending on your position, but more than likely physically tired. And that's kind of like the general gist of it. But you do get to see the work, you do get to see the impact that you've made and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's just like you have to choose a struggle. Like you just have to choose a struggle. You have to choose what the fuck you want to do with your life. You either want to work in an office, or you want to work in the lab or stuff like that, or you want to work in like a physical industry. And then but every industry has its own pros and cons. My job, for example, like I know my job, I'll be physically tired some days, or I might get fucking dirty at work or whatever. Like that's like the cons for my job. But like at the end of the day, like the pay and the work that I'm doing for the environment, like everything else outweighs the bad, for me at least. And I realized like I would much rather prefer to work in this industry and what I'm doing now than ever go back to an office job. Like realizing what I'm doing now and the opportunity that I have now, I'm very blessed to have it. And like looking back at like the type of work I was doing, like I would never go back to an office. Like the way that I felt mentally, I was just feeling so drained. I'm like, eventually I cannot be doing this fucking forever. Like I cannot be in this job forever. No, I refuse it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I reached a point mentally where I'm like, dude, I like wanna alt F4 from the life. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to not fucking be here anymore. To put it lightly, I guess. And dude, like the fact that a job would make you feel that way is crazy. Like, and I know a lot of people have jobs that they are very stressful and stuff like that. So like my job wasn't even like stressful to that extent. I just fucking hated it, dude. Like I didn't like my fucking job, dude. Like I don't know, wastewater for me and the career jump that I made right now just makes so much sense to me. Like from an analytical standpoint and just long term, with job security, with pay and career ladder. How rewarding it is for me physically to work at. I love my coworkers, and like, another good thing that I was looking into was I basically wanted to have job security, obviously for a long time, but I wanted to be able to have a position and have a skill set that can be used whenever and wherever I go. So say for example, I live in my state currently, and let's say for example I wanted to move west or move north or south or whatever. Like I want to be able to have a job that I'll have a job anywhere I go. Any whatever skill set I have, I want to be able to bring that wherever I go. And if I want to move, I won't be able to struggle with work. Which is funny because my office job, my white collar job, I was looking at positions in other states and like it was kind of niche, I guess, in a way. And I never really found more positions like that. So if I stayed in my job, eventually if I did end up moving out or moving to a different city or state, I might have been struggling to find a position. I mean, I already was, even in my own state. And my state apparently is really fucking good to fucking to find work and stuff like that. But obviously throughout the United States, people are fucking struggling already as is. But we're reaching oh my god, it's 20 fucking minutes so far in this video. Okay, I'm so fucking sorry. I'm yapping so fucking crazy. But anyways, the point of this video really is just that, bruh, I just did not want to work in an office anymore. Like, I fucking hated office work so fucking bad, which is fucking ironic because, like I said, I'm talking shit about office jobs right now, and I'm fucking wearing a fucking black collared shirt, black office shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, it's so ironic. But the whole point of this video, like, I'm not shit talking office jobs. Like, really, all I'm doing is, talking about my experience and why I didn't feel fulfilled, why I didn't like it. But obviously, people need to work fucking office jobs. People need to be fucking accountants and be HR and do whatever fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, people be administrative, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have to do this shit, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you feel fulfilled and you like your job and that's what you like, I'm happy for you, you know what I'm saying? But I just landed in an industry or landed in a position where I was doing this type of work and I hated my life, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'm like, I have to make a change, And even though I got my education, I got my degree, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to make a change for what I want currently in my life. And even though it might not seem like it, I actually am putting my degree and the type of work I'm doing to use every single day, just because of all the documentation and everything that I need to take in for my job. There's so much shit that I can get into. Probably save it for a whole other video. But all right, I'm yapping for way too fucking long. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just fucking, I'm yapping on some crazy shit right now. But that's pretty much the gist of the video. I mean, it's really just, let me see. Let me go back. Let me look back at my points. But basically, my office job didn't feel meaningful, and I fucking hated it. Two, blue collar gave me a reason and a purpose, and I feel fulfilled with my work every single fucking day, and I fucking love it. And another good thing is that which I didn't tell you earlier, but my job is not physically, it doesn't take a toll on me physically. Some days are obviously more physical than others, but the majority of the time, like, we take it easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes there's fucking slow days and we just like sit around, stuff like that. Obviously there's stuff to do, but we're not essentially like overworking ourselves or doing anything crazy. Like, some other blue collar jobs, like for sure, like construction, working in asphalt, like, that's just gonna be rough, you know what I'm saying, regardless. But my job is pretty tame, I'd say, in my opinion, to that extent. And then three is just that, like, yeah, like, every job is gonna have its pros and cons, but I realized like I'd prefer the cons for this job than I did the cons for working in an office job. So that's kind of the general gist of it. I'm sorry this video is so long. I mean, I kind of just want, you know me, I'm a fucking yapper, bro. Listen, bro, I got this new setup. I got this new fucking light. I got this new fucking camera. Y'all motherfuckers gonna hear me and see me talk for fucking 20-30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you want. Hey man, regardless, I'm putting this shit out. I'm putting my fucking talking points out and stuff like that. But this is the video I wanted to make. I'm gonna be resuming my gaming content or gaming talking points, gaming videos, and all this other shit. And then we'll continue from there. And like I said in the beginning of this video, if you guys want me to review manga, if you guys want me to talk about this series that I'm reading right now, Homunculus, I've always wanted to read this fucking manga. And yeah, I'm reading it now. It's very fucking interesting. It's freaky ass manga. But I'm very excited to keep reading it. If you guys want to see manga reviews or some shit, talk about manga, let me know in the comments. But anyways, like I said, that's basically the point of this video. Let me know if you guys have any relatable experience, or if you guys have moved on to different jobs or different industries. If you guys made the switch, if you guys went from white collar, blue collar, or blue collar, white collar, why'd you do it? Why'd you hate your last job? Let me know all that shit in the comments. I'd love to hear you guys' stories and what you guys think about my video and stuff like that, and what I talked about. But what I'm saying, that's pretty much the point of this video. This is probably one of the longer videos I'm going to be making. But like I said, let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments. So like, comment, and subscribe. And soon, you guys will be seeing more stuff from me. Don't know what I'm going to be doing next. Probably a gaming video, probably something I had in mind. But like I said, you guys will be seeing me again soon. So that's it for this video. I will see you guys soon. Peace.